Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome. We're in here, dude. We're in here. I made a big fucking mistake today. Big fucking mistake, dude. I lost premium on my main account by accident. Is it on accident? By accident? I don't know which one, but that means I lost my house. And if you don't know, houses in Tibia in 2026 is fucking, they're expensive as hell, dude. It's like fucking 20k for a shitty house. So yeah, I lost my house. Fucking homeless in game again, dude. Fucking F's in chat. Rest in peace to myself, dude. I don't know how I lost premium. I mean, obviously I do know. I forgot to renew it. But it's like this month just flew by. It's insane. This month it just went by so fucking quick. It's truly insane. But it's fine. I'll have to get some shitty house somewhere, dude. Back to the nursing home. Yeah, dude, seriously. Tibia houses are costing more than houses IRL. They are pricey. It's insane, dude. I have to fucking take out a mortgage in real life to fund a fucking pixel house in game. It's insane, dude. Went through the whole underwriting process for my house in Carlin. It was fucking wild, dude. I had to show P&L statements. I had to show proof of income for the last 2 years. It was fucking brutal, dude. And then I secured funding for my Carlin house, and then I just lost it. Shit. Unfortunate. Hold on, I want to be breaking my desk and my camera. That'll be another expense. Other day, I bought a mud hut in Liberty Bay on Antica for 30k. You know, at this point, a mud hut I'd be fine with. I don't even care. I just need a house. So I might just get some shitty house somewhere. It's okay, though. It's okay, though. I'm not too mad. I wanted to... I'll say what up to everyone. How's everybody doing tonight? All right, welcome on in. Zan, welcome on in, buddy. El Fuego, welcome on in. Bong Mitzvah, Rapadera, Vikendi. We got Mags. We got Mr. Gray, Steely. We got Pricey, we got Zionic. What's up, guys? Welcome on in. And shout out to all the lurkers, too, in the beginning of the stream. Wanted to kind of take a break from Apogea this week, or not this week, but today, to kind of go over some of the massive vocational balancing changes that Cipsoft has proposed. Some of the stuff that they propose is fucking mind-blowing, in my opinion. It's absolutely crazy. So I thought it would be fun to go do a little stream showcasing what the proposed changes are for some of the classes, giving my thoughts on it, seeing your guys' feedback as well. And then we'll probably like PK or some shit as well, or fuck around as well at the same time. Why did you sigh when you said my name? Completely unintentional, dude. I was just catching my breath, man, getting oxygen. When I'm streaming, I'm talking loudly, man. I'm like yelling almost, you know? So yeah, sometimes I have to catch my breath, dude, you know? I need to work on my fucking cardio, man. Straight up, dude. I need to. It's not gonna happen because it's supposed to be like -20 where I live tomorrow. Not even kidding you guys. It's gonna be -20 tomorrow. Fahrenheit. What is that in Celsius? Let me see. What's -20 Celsius? -20 Fahrenheit is how much Celsius? -20 Fahrenheit is -28 Celsius for all you EU people, or other side of the world people who go by Celsius instead. It's gonna be fucking cold here, dude. It's gonna be brutal, dude. I'm pretty sure my dick is gonna freeze off. It's gonna be insane. Hopefully not, though. I don't want to be castrated by ice, by frozen. Now, anyways. Paladin players in shambles right now? Dude, yes, they are. Potentially. I don't know. We'll have to go over everything. I mean, I see a lot of Paladins are really pissed off about the changes. We'll get into that. But they could potentially be, you know, there could be some compensation for what they are losing, for what they are gaining. Potentially. We'll see. We'll get into the meat and potatoes of it here in a second. So, I thought 15 degrees here was bad. I only use Kelvin. Kelvin. Oh, that's fucking great, dude. Yeah. Dude, did you guys know -40 Fahrenheit is the same as -40 Celsius? I didn't know that. I did know that, but then I forgot what number it was, and I looked it up again this week. It's -40. -40 Celsius and Fahrenheit are the same. Crazy shit, dude. Crazy shit. You wouldn't expect it, but the math works out to be that way. Let me log into Tibia and renew premium first and foremost. This is fucking depressing, dude. What if I just lost it today? If I don't log in, oh, wait, what if I press get premium? Ah, shit, it'll make me log into the website. I don't want to do that. All right, dude, I guess I'll just be logged off outside my house. This is going to be so depressing. All right, let's get on my main geriatric char lover. Let's see. Let's see. Oh shit, you know, this might be set up for Apogea. No, I don't think it is. Never mind. Dude, I'm still in my house! How am I still in my house? Wait, I'm still in my house! I know, hold on, you guys can't see it. Give me 1 sec. I gotta fix it. Let me fix, hold on. I think they give you a week? Dude, they do give you a grace period! Look, guys, I still have my house, but I'm free account. So if I get Prem... Hold on, let me get Prem. Where's Prem? Prem. 250 by... Yes, maybe we didn't lose our house, dude. Holy shit. Did I just... Saved? Potentially? Potentially saved? Do I have to relog? Or is it Master Sorcerer already? Alright. Dude, saved? Oh my gosh, dude. I was so scared. Oh, I'm so excited. We're good, man. We're good. Hold on. Let me fix this. Let me get my colors down. 1 sec. Boom. Add-ons. Sick, dude. Sick. Dude, it's a Christmas miracle. Are you invited, Santa? Santa Claus. Claus? There we go, buddy. Dude, oh, okay. I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit worried for a moment there. I was a bit worried. But we're good. All right, that's some good news. We start the stream off with some good news. That's fucking rocks, dude. Watch me lose it next server save. Like, watch it just be like, just kidding. You lost premium for like 5 seconds. Santa did not know about the grace period. Dude, I had no clue. I had no clue there was a grace period. That's really nice. Okay. Hopefully there's a grace period. Maybe I'll lose it at server save. Who knows? I don't think so, but I think we're good. Freaking great news, dude. Amazing news. It's a Carlin house, though. Would have been a blessing to lose that. Hey, any house in Tibia these days is a blessing to have. Okay? Housing in this game is insane. I think I paid, like, what did I pay for this? Like 16K or some crazy number? For this shitty little house right here, I paid 16K. Not enough supply. So what Cipsoft did in recent years or recent updates, they made it so you can have more, I think it's more than one house. You could have one house per character now, right? Which I think before it used to be you could have one house per world. Now it's one house per character, I believe. So it's like, no, there's no empty houses on the market. And if they are, the bidding wars between them go fucking nuts, dude. Like, people spend millions and millions on shitty houses. Even in, like, Kasserdoon, the fucking 2 square meter houses and shit. They go for millions. So, yeah, there's definitely a low supply of housing in Tibia nowadays. So that's why fucking housing costs have just fucking skyrocketed. So we're good, man. We got our house still. That's good. Okay, I was scared for a second. I must have just lost premium today. So we're good. We're good. Paid 50K for my house in Vangoro. Jeez, Terrada Nation. Jeez, I mean 50K for a Vangoro house. Vangoro's a fucking nice city, you know? Kind of. It smells, dude. It actually is a shitty city, to be honest. It smells like swamp, dude. Why would anyone want to live right above a swamp? Like, think about that in real life, dude. How is Vangoro real estate even... How is that market thriving? It makes 0 sense to me, dude. Right? Like, why would anyone want to buy a house above a fucking smelly, musty, humid swamp, dude? That would be like fucking building housing units over the Everglades in Florida, right? Who would want to fucking do that? No one, dude. I don't get that. That's disgusting, dude. They moved in next to the sewage treatment plant. True. It's the one right off the boat on Yovera. Wait, do I have a Yovera char? Let's check it out. I might have a char there. Yovera, dude. Probably not, actually. Let's see. Yovera? Some sort of... that sounds familiar. Do I have a Yonera char? I have some sort of... Tempestera? I don't even know what fucking servers I have anymore, man. Victoris. It's my Australian server. Monstera. That's the new hardcore. I guess the merged hardcore. Alright. Alright. Well, cool, man. Cool. We still have our house, so that's good shit, man. Also, only city with a dump. Vangoro is basically Florida. Yeah, dude. Without the nice beaches, though. All right. You know, don't get me wrong, man. Florida is good for some things, man. Like Miami, as long as you don't go in the fucking dead summer, like the brutal summer months, Miami's pretty cool, you know? But I don't get how anyone wants to go there during summer. It's brutally hot and humid. Humidity is just disgusting there, dude. You walk out in the Miami, you walk out early morning. It doesn't matter what time in Miami in the summer. It feels like you immediately need to take a shower again. That's what it feels like. Are we PKing today? We are. But first, we're gonna go over some of the new changes that are proposed by Cipsoft. They want to they want to rebalance all the vocations essentially, and with that rebalancing comes a lot of crazy changes that even made me kind of like, you know, open my eyes a little bit wider, like what the, you know. So we're gonna let's load it up here. Let me see. I think I have it on my other screen. We'll start with the overall. Let's see. I think there's just a general changes we'll start with first, and then we'll go through every single vocation. So let me pull this up. Give me 1 second. We'll do window capture. Select window capture. I think it's this one. Okay. Let me fix this real quick. Or you know what, we could just do this. Here, let me zoom in a little bit so it's easier. And then I'll put my camera above it. Hold on, dude. Webcam. Whoop. All right, sick. Okay. All right. Miami spring break is something everyone should experience in their life once at least. It's an amazing spot for the USA. I feel like that's a good time to go weather-wise, but it is fucking crowded as hell. That's kind of like the down part. The times where it is nice weather there, it's too crowded. It's overcrowded. It's chaotic. But yeah, I don't know. When is Cipsoft going to add the Vagabond Voc so I can sleep on Carlin benches? What's Vagabond? Should I know that word? I don't know what that is. Okay, vocation balancing general changes. All right, so what do we got here? System-wide changes. I'm just going to read it. As we add new tools, capabilities, and power to all vocations, some existing mechanics need to be adjusted due to their impact on game balance and future design space. We are aware that these changes are significant. That's absolutely true. They're very, very significant. So this is the thing that all of the paladins hate. All right, this thing right here. Sorry, I need to let me bring this up so it's a little bit more on par with like where I'm looking. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Okay. Auto attacks and charms. Auto attacks will only trigger charms on the main target. This mainly affects diamond arrows and therefore paladins. So how it is now is when you have charms, right? As a paladin, the unique thing about paladins would have made them so great. One of the many things that have made them so great over the few years, over the past, I don't know, maybe ever since diamond arrows were introduced, was the double proc on charms. For AoE attacks, right? So paladins can shoot GFBs, avalanches, thunderstorms, stone showers, and trigger their charms, right? The freeze, zap, whatever it is, or all the new ones that I don't even know yet. But then they could also use their diamond arrow AoE, and that would also trigger charms. So in one turn, paladins had the ability to proc charms twice, and just do insane damage, essentially. Right, so Cipsoft is saying auto attacks are only going to trigger the main target. So literally only the one monster that you're targeting with diamond arrows is going to be having that charm triggered. So that kind of makes it on par with all the other vocations now, essentially, when it comes to charm procking. So if paladins fucking hate this, all right, because their bread and butter was the benefit of having double AoE charm procs. Okay? So yeah. They're adding support for Bluetooth sounding rod as a hotkey, so you can use manas using urethral clenching. What fucking what, Luhei? They're adding support for Bluetooth sounding rod as a hotkey. You can use manas using urethral clenching. So if I clench my urethra, I can use a mana? That's insane, dude. Yo, Mikey, what's up, dude? Just got here. Is this good or bad? We're going to get into that. It depends on your vocation. It depends on what you think, by the way, too, right? Like, if you think paladins were overpowered, you probably love this, dude. Like, if you don't play paladin and you thought paladins were OP, you probably love this, right? Because paladins finally don't get to double proc their charms anymore. Now, this one made me fucking open my eyes. I was shocked by this one, okay? AoE runes. The affected area of AoE runes will be reduced by 1, while their damage will be increased. So, Avalanche, GFB, Thunderstorm, Stone Shower. This change addresses excessive scaling from multi-target damage, charms, and level-based bonuses. Increased damage and new spells will partly compensate this adjustment. So, GFBs aren't going to be as big anymore. Avalanches, same thing. They're not going to be as big anymore. That, to me, is crazy. They're going to be tiny. They're going to be fucking tiny. You know, you have, like, this big. Like, let's open Tibia real quick. All right, let's take this out. Let me just use like that is a huge area, right? Like hunting as a sort using avalanches, GFBs, like you don't really have to aim too well. You can get around with some sloppy aiming and be fine and still hit a shitload of monsters. But like if you reduce the radius to 1, like by 1, dude, it's gonna be fucking, in my opinion, maybe a little too small, you know? They say they're going to compensate it by buffing the damage, though, so I don't know. Maybe that'll make up for it. We'll see. But anyways, let's, hold on, let me pop this back open again. Where is it? There it is. All right. Imagine having to aim AoE spells. I mean, you've always had to aim them, but like if you're fucking brain dead like I am sometimes, you're just kind of like looking at chat while hunting. You know, sometimes I don't have to sometimes I don't have to be absolutely precise when I'm hunting, you know? So, but I mean, that's not even the biggest thing. I think the biggest thing is you're just not going to hit as many monsters anymore. So you're not going to be luring the whole fucking, I mean, when you are doing hunts, like when I hunt in flimsies and I'm pulling those giant rooms together, it's probably going to take me longer to clear it now, right? Because I'm not going to be hitting as many at once anymore. But supposedly sorcerers are getting like big buffs to their spells and stuff, which we'll kind of dive into and go over. Once we get into the individual vocation, we have like druid, knight, sorcerer, paladin to all go over. So we'll get there. Energy ring. Energy ring will consume 3 mana for every 1 point of damage absorbed. It'll remain a tool for emergency situations, but should no longer more than double survivability. So this, to me, as a sorcerer, I don't care about anyway, because sorcerers can't use energy rings anymore, and they haven't been able to for many years now. So this really affects, I mean, probably knights and paladins too, you know? So, I mean, it definitely affects them. Probably majority paladins. Again, they're going to be less tanky, I guess you could say, potentially. And that just sounds super expensive, right? So every 1 point of damage, you're losing 3 mana. So essentially, when you're wearing an E-ring, you're fucking taking 3x as much damage, which is crazy. But I mean, again, energy rings are supposed to be used for, you know, emergency purposes anyway. If you just need to, like, quickly tank something and get to a safe spot and then heal. So, you know, there is that. There is that. Yo, Cyanide coming in with the 66 months. I appreciate that. I don't know why the alert didn't go off. Maybe I have to restart it. Hold up. I don't know why that didn't go off. It didn't pop up for me, dude. It didn't pop up. I don't know what's up, Cyanide. Yo, thanks for the 66 months, dude. I'm a paladin fuckboy. I'm even more fuckish for a bit badge update for that one guy, you know. I was designing one, actually, Cyanide. I was designing one, but I couldn't figure out it. I don't know what to do with the, I want to stick with the same shield icon for the bit badges, but I don't know what shield to use next. But I cursed, that's why. Really? I think you could still curse in the, yeah, see, that didn't go off either. I don't know why my alerts aren't working. That's weird. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay, it's coming through now. Here, we'll get my alerts up. Hold on. Yo, thank you, Side. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much, man. You're the true homie, man. They made it easier to case the runes, so now you need to aim better. Yeah, so they're adding, I think they're doing 20% damage increases on the AoEs. I think that's the number, but we'll get into the details and specifics as we get there. Monks E-ring on, oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about monks, dude. I don't even think they included monks on this balancing. Which, I mean, I guess that makes sense, dude. I guess that makes sense. Because they're a new vocation, so do they really need to be rebalanced? Probably not. Yo, thank you again, Cyanide. I don't know why those alerts are popping up. Maybe they're just fucking slow. I know certain massive like web services were down today. I know like Microsoft Outlook was down, or maybe it still is even for a while. I don't know. Are these proposed changes or confirmed? So these are proposed by Cipsoft, right? So they're not 100% confirmed, but this is the direction that Cipsoft is kind of leaning in for their game. So it's not 100% confirmed. If you are super against it, I recommend you get on these boards and you voice your opinion to Cipsoft. That's what I recommend you to do if you don't like any of these. Or if you do like them, you know, voice your opinion as well. Or if you have any other things that you think Cipsoft might be overlooking, you could do that too. So yeah, let's see. What does casing the rune mean? What does casing the rune mean? I think he just means like by making it smaller. I think that's what he meant. Cyanide with the freaking bit spam, buddy. Yo, thanks again, dude. I freaking love you, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Fuck paladins, suck my dick. I know there's so many paladin haters, dude. I was reading the Reddit, the Tibia MMO Reddit of all these changes, dude, and there's just people like instigating paladins, dude. They're just like, ha ha ha, paladins suck it, and then there's all the paladins replying to them being like, bro, fuck you. Essentially, it's hilarious. Okay, ultimate healing rune. Ultimate healing runes will no longer be usable on other characters. This change addresses targeting issues and the unintended role shift it causes for sorcerers. So this is a funny one. This is a funny one to me because for all of the end game hunters, for all the people who hunt end game shit, a huge complaint I always heard about sorcerers was, oh, sorcerers are just the UH bitch, essentially, right? Like, all they gotta do during team hunts, like their main focus is UHing the team, UHing the knight or whoever needs to be healed, whoever's tanking and needs the extra heal. Right? And it's so funny because sorcerers are supposed to be like the damage dealing fucking arcane magic magicians, you know, fucking doing crazy cool spell damage and shit like that, not focused on healing, right? That should be the druid's job, right? So I'm actually for this. I like that sorcerers are no longer going to be having to use UH runes in their role during team hunts. I think that's the right direction to take. But at the same time, it's also, I don't know if it's necessarily the right method, right? Like not being able to use it on other characters at all is insane. Because at what point would anyone use a UH rune other than healing other people at this point, right? Like, why would I use a UH rune if I could just use Exura Vita? You know? I don't know. So what's the point of a UH rune after this? Because right now, the last fucking UH rune's purpose in Tibia, modern Tibia, was for sorcerers using it to heal knights. So I don't know. What is it for now? What's the point of a UH rune? Maybe someone in chat knows. I'm sure there's probably some good use for it that I'm overlooking. But what is the point of a UH rune if you can't use it? You know? I don't know. I was talking to my friend Cody in Discord a little bit. We were PMing earlier, and he's like, you can still use IHs. I don't know how effective that's going to be, though. Intense healing runes, they didn't say anything about IHs. So maybe we're going to have sorcerers fucking IHing people in team hunts, dude. I don't know how effective that is, but we'll see. They basically removed UHs, only used for niche PvE. What is the point of UHs anymore? Yeah, good question. What about PvP? Heal person spell. This kills my EK, MS, bestiary hunts, and bounty / weeklies. IHW. Yeah, spam even harder. You need to bring 5k IHs per hunt. Rumor has it there's a huge wave of noobs in Theus on Project Fibula. Dude, what? Is it Trumo and his team and his guild? I'm kidding. I'm hunted now if you heard me say that. Okay, so those are like the big ones, right? Those were the huge ones. The AoE runes really shocked me the most. Reducing the area on GFBs. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's going to be a hard one to get used to. All the other ones I don't really give a shit about because I don't really do endgame team hunts anyway. So, like, Ultimate Healing Rune, I don't give a shit about. Energy Ring, Mages, I couldn't wear one for a few years anyway. Auto attacks and charms, I'm not a Paladin main, so it doesn't really affect me. But it does suck for the Paladins who fucking love that feature, which, I mean, I get, dude. You know, I mean, I understand why they would be upset with that. Additional gameplay changes. Combat mode will be removed entirely to compensate. All characters will receive a permanent 20% increase in their attack value, and the defense values of all shields and spellbooks will be increased. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't understand what combat mode means. Do they mean like full attack, balanced, and full defense? Like, do they mean these right here? Is that what they mean by that? That's what they mean? Oh, okay. I mean, this right here, these modes right here, these buttons, in my opinion, were super outdated anyway. So I really don't think that's a crazy change. You know? Yo, thanks, Soul Ripper. Thank you, buddy. But I'm good, dude. I don't think my wife would appreciate that. All right, yo, thank you for the 92 months, dude. I love you, Soul Ripper. All right, you the man. Yo, Soul Ripper. By the way, I might need your help designing some more bit badges. All right, hit me up in Discord. I'll DM you, or you DM me, and I'll DM you later. I think I need to design some more custom bit badges and maybe some emotes too, potentially. I need some more emotes made, and I just don't have the fucking time for it. And I know you're a G. So, so yeah. Trumo is the nicest player on Fibula. He is, dude. Soul Ripper won't make anything for anyone. Fuck that guy. You fucking troll, dude. I saw the emotes he made for you, Trumo. They're nice, man. Okay. Anyways, let's see. This one. Let's get back to it. Okay, so combat mode will be removed entirely. All characters will receive a 20% increase to their attack value, and defense values of all shields and spellbooks will be increased. Okay, so basically, fuck full attack, balanced, and full defense. Everyone's getting a 20% buff. I guess that's a way to do it. Sure. I think 20% might be a lot, though. I don't know. That sounds like a lot, but maybe it's not. Depends on the formula they're using, I guess. I don't know. Mitigation improvements. Like, I don't get, is this 20% increase? Is this going to make like a level 8 druid fresh off of Rookguard able to tank Cyclops? Like, that's what I'm, like 20% sounds like a lot. Is this going to make it so like level 8s fresh off of Rook are going to be able to just tank fucking Cyclops and shit? Without stealth ring and stuff? I don't know. It says spellbooks too. All defense values of all shields and spellbooks will be increased. So is that also 20%? Or is it just 20% to the attack value? I don't know. It's just making both full defense and full attack active all the time. Okay, so you get both at once. Okay. All right, let's see. Mitigation improvements. Mitigation will be improved to allow for more defense build choices. What is mitigation? That's one thing I don't even know about. This must be like a newer feature, because what the fuck is mitigation? Dedication perks will give you 150% effect lesser gems. Is this like maybe the gems? I don't really want to talk too much on this because I don't even know what the fuck, what mitigation is. Potion improvements. All vocations will be able to use next higher tier of mana potion. No change for sorcerers and druids. Really? Get fucked, sorcerers and druids. Now knights are going to be able to use fucking ultimate mana. Right? Wait. Does this mean knights are going to be able to use ultimate mana potions? Is that what that means? Or just greats? They can use greats now. Okay. But paladins can use ultimate manas now. Or have they already been able to? Are there supreme mana potions yet? All vocations will be able to use the next higher tier of mana potion, no change for sorks and druids. Additionally, 2 new universal mana potions will be added that can be used by all vocations. These restore the same amount of mana as a superior or ultimate mana potion, but ultimately cost 50% more gold. Wait, is there a superior mana potion already? These restore the same amount as a superior or ultimate mana potion? Okay, maybe they're just talking about... What the fuck is a superior mana potion? That doesn't exist yet, right? You use strong manas on your MS? You okay? That would not be okay, dude. No. Nope. Okay. What the fuck's it? Did they mean supreme potions? Maybe they meant supreme. Is that a typo? Probably written by AI. Maybe they meant supreme and not superior. That's what I'm guessing. This is probably maybe a typo? Because this got me. I was like, oh, what the fuck? Are they adding superior mana potions? Because I did read this earlier, but I was like, superior mana potions. Did I miss that update? What the fuck? Maybe they play an OT with superior manas. Okay. Wait. These restore the same amount of mana as a supreme or ultimate mana potion, but cost 50% more gold. Yo, dude. Fuck yeah. Inflation, dude. 50% more. That's what's up, baby. Another money sink, dude. Too much gold in the game. Alright, you guys thought housing was expensive? Just try fucking buying some manas now, huh? All of the above changes will be partially compensated by vocation-specific adjustments aimed at strengthening each vocation's intended role. Due to the scope of these changes, we have created separate threads for discussion and feedback. Knight, Paladin, which we'll get into. I have all of the tabs open. Regarding your feedback, we kindly ask you to address the following questions and number your questions accordingly from 1 to 3. Which of the presented changes are you most excited about? Is there any presented feature that you feel does not fit your vocation or Tibia as a whole? Is there anything not currently included in the plans that you believe should additionally be implemented? For number 3, I can answer that, absolutely. Number 3, they should make all sorcerers have GM abilities, dude. I want full GM. I want God mode. I want to be able to 0-second cooldown UE spam. I want to be able to ban anyone I don't like. I want to be able to ban anyone who talks shit. I want to be able to ban anybody who enters my cave and not respects my letter. I should probably write that, but maybe I'll do that later. All right, dude, let's see some of these people's responses, dude. The hype is real. Okay, you tell me the area runes decreased by 1. All classes will get potions. Wait, number 1 is what? Which of the presented changes are you most excited about? Area runes being decreased by 1. Wait, this guy's most excited about the area runes being decreased? He's like, fuck yeah, dude. I want to weaken my GFBs and shit. Combat mode removal. I mean, yeah, that one makes the most sense. The combat mode removal. Fucking full attack defense is kind of an outdated mechanic anyway. This actually seems like pretty positive feedback, to be honest. Oh, this guy's mad, dude. He gave the angry face. Removal of UH. What is Sorcerer's role in Vangoro and Soul War, for example, after this update? It's already the shittiest vocation to bring to that boss, and now it's completely useless. And what about high-tier team hunts? Don't take away UHs. Again, I mean, I don't think Sorcerer's roles in team hunts should be UHing, but if this update is going to completely remove the need for a Sorcerer, or potentially kick sorcerers out of like going to high-end shit, then that really sucks, you know? But again, I am all for removing sorcerer's role as being the fucking UHer. That should just be solely the druid, with a little bit of support from monks. I understand that they have some healing capabilities too, but like sorcerers shouldn't be fucking focused on healing the knights, dude. Fucking using UHs sucks, right? Because it uses a full turn. You can't use a UH and like another attack spell in the same turn, whereas a druid can fucking spam CO, I'm pretty sure twice in one turn, and do an attack spell. So it's like sorcerers, when you're UHing, it's just fucking, you're just standing there clicking a button. It's no good. Access to better potions will make life so much easier. I like the trade-off between cost and effectiveness too. See, this is kind of, maybe this is just like the old school player in me coming out, but like, the ability for knights to use great manas, the ability for paladins to use ultimate manas, like the inflation of potions, potion usage for these vocations, to me, it just seems wrong, right? like, I get why they're doing it, because, like, there's level 3000s in the game now. Like, well, there's one level 3000, but, like, there's level 2000s, a ton of, like, level 1000 is now low level. So knights have a shitload of mana. I get them not, I get them trying to, like, mitigate potion spam and, like, fucking carpal tunnel syndrome and shit in their player base. But, like, I don't know. It just feels weird at knight using a great mana potion to me. But, I mean, I do get it on the other hand, Give Sork Ixana Flame. Yeah, fucking, that would be so nice, dude. That would be so nice. We need no cooldown on ultimates. Just spam it, dude. Infant, just be unkillable. Monks finally earning their spot. That's an EK, don't let them fool you. Wants to Utito more. In the next balance, they should give the ED a new spell which gives 1 million experience with a 5-minute cooldown. Maybe after that, it'll make the same EXP an hour as RP or MS. EKs using ultimate sounds weird. It's not happening yet. These proposed changes are going to make it so EKs can use great manas. But I could see 5-10 years down the line where Cipsoft's like, alright, there's level 5,000 knights running around with fucking 50k mana. They need to be able to use ultimates now too. But I mean, at the same time, like, with all of the imbuements, all of the weapon proficiencies, like, all the additional changes they've made to the game now, like, you gain mana so much easier now. It, like, even just passively, you just gain mana quicker now. When you eat food, don't you gain, like, 50 mana a second now or some shit? I feel like my character gains, like, 20 or 50 mana per second. It's insane. And that's without even using potions. And you have mana leech, there's so many different ways to get mana, or I don't know. But anyways, let's move on before I get too much off topic here. Let me drink some water. I'm fucking talking a lot. I feel like if you are that high level, your mana should take a while to fill up. Yeah, I mean, fucking mages gain, what is it? Is it 30 mana per level? And they're still stuck with ultimates, How much total mana does Dejerzin have? The level 3000 druid. What's his total mana? It's probably, is he 6 figures? 90k? Dude, almost 100k mana. That's fucking wild. That is crazy to me, dude. Imagine him in Mana Shield, and some noob with, like, magic level 80 rolls up and tries to kill him AFK with SDs. Dude, hitting, like, 300s. It would take, like, 20-30 minutes to kill him just to, like, get out of his Mana Shield. It's fucking wild. 700 EK EXPing all the buy sustained mana with Mana Leech, literally using 100 strong per refill. See, that sounds nice. Happy of potions improvement, mitigation improvement for knights, reduced area of runes for mages, then for paladins. Wait. What? Is there any presented feature you feel does not fit your vocation or Tibia as a whole? Reduced area. Okay, so he doesn't think the reduced area of runes for mages should be a thing, but for paladins, they should be a thing. This guy's like, yo, fuck paladins, but mages, they can keep the runes. That's funny. All right, let's go. We'll read a little bit more. Let's see. Basically, nerfing MS even more now. Taking UH away is crazy. This folk used to be the most powerful, to now becoming useless. Very crazy. Sorry, but I do not like it. I do see a lot of sorcerers upset about this, but it's like, I don't know. If my role in a team hunt was to just fucking UH the knight, I would fucking hate that. Like, that just sounds horrible. Personally. I want to be waving shit and doing damage and, like, debuffing monsters and doing crazy, like, death UEs and shit like that. That's what I want to do. Right? I don't want to be sitting there fucking spamming UHs on a fucking knight. Alright, let's get into the individual classes. We'll start with Druid. I don't think there were too much changes with Druid, but we'll get into it. The Druid is already in a solid place, but we want to improve flexibility, reliability, and group healing options. 3 new stances allow druids to adapt their healing to different situations. Group. Okay, so let me clarify what they mean by stances. I'm assuming this is like what monks already do. Like, monks have their different stances, I'm pretty sure, right? Like, you get to choose between what stance you're technically in by using a spell, Am I correct? Am I right on that? Because I'm not too familiar with what they mean by stances. I'm assuming they're going to add stances to all the vocations. Is that what they mean by that? Is it going to be like how monks have their fucking sustained or whatever the fuck it's called? And you get to swap between them and choose what you want? I'm assuming they're going to be doing the same, right? You can do Death UE. I heard that will be possible. We will get to that. But anyways, okay, group healing stance, doubled cooldowns for heal friend and mass healing, but 110% increased healing. Okay, so that's if you're in the group healing stance. But you get 100%, wait, doubled cooldowns for heal friend and mass healing, but 110% increased healing. Solo healing stance, increases self-healing by 10%. Distributed healing stance, heal friend and nature's embrace also heal a second nearby ally for 30%, automatically targeting the lower... Wait, does this mean druids are getting nerfed? Is this a big nerf to healing? Doubled cooldowns for healed friend and mass healing? But 110% increase on the healing. Is that a nerf? Increases self-healing by 10%. Okay, so that's like if you don't give a shit. Oh, but if you're just like solo hunting, I guess the solo healing stance is best. Distributed is same as healing before, but with extra AoE. Heal friend and nature's embrace also heal a second nearby ally. That actually sounds cool. Automatically targeting the lowest health ally. That would be nice. I'm assuming that's just based on who's in your party, right? Okay, spell improvements. Heal friend, nature's embrace, and wrath of nature will be made more reliable. Okay. Your age vocation is a nerf? My age vocation? My what? Rafitikon? Group healing stance. Yo, thank you, Rafitikon, by the way. Group healing stance is a noob trap. Group healing stance, doubled cooldowns for heal friend and mass healing, but 110 increased healing. Nature's embrace base power increased to 2,000. Strong strike spells, base power increased to 115 and range to 7. Okay. Ultimate strike spells, base power increased to 190 and rage 7. I wish they would say what it went from to 2. Like, what was it before? So it's at 190, but what was it before? Was it 180? Was it at 170? Was it at 189 and they they increased it? Are you I'm quit for these nerfs? Nah, dude, I'm not I'm quit. I'm play, dude. I'm play. Okay, new spell type, forked spells. Forked spells are a druid exclusive targeting mode that hit a primary target and additional nearby targets. Druids will gain both earth and ice versions. What? Forked spells. It'll hit a primary target and addition. Is this like a chain spell? Is this like a chain lightning but for druids? Is that what I'm getting at? What does this mean exactly? I'd like some more description about what this means. Druid exclusive targeting mode that hit a primary target and additional nearby targets. Druids will gain both earth and ice versions. Huh. I prefer spoon spells personally. Same. Group healing is for high level knights, right? With 10 million HP. 10 million. Okay, Wheel of Destiny adjustments. Healing Link increased to 28%. Blessing of the Grove allows healing spells to critically heal. Augmented Terror Wave. Life Leech is increased to 10%. Augmented Strong Ice Wave. Minus 2-second cooldown. Mana Leech removed. Augmented Strong Ice Wave 2. Greatly increased area instead of base damage bonus. I feel like that's actually nice. Increasing the area of the Strong Ice Wave. Because that fucking wave is tiny, dude. Just like your dick. New barrier mechanic. If incoming damage would exceed a druid's health, the overkill amount is multiplied by 8 and subtracted from mana. If mana runs out, death still follows. This mechanic can reduce one-shots while keeping them punishing. Okay, let's read that one more time to be clear. If incoming damage would exceed a druid's health, the overkill amount is multiplied by 8 and then subtracted from the mana. If mana runs out, death still follows. So holy shit. Let's say you're a druid. Let's say you got 1,000 health. And a monster hits you for 1,100. So the overkill amount would be 100. Okay, and then it's multiplied by 8. So then it would subtract 800 mana. And if you have less than 800 mana, you would die. But if you have more than 800 mana, you would live. Holy shit, dude. So it's like it's almost like a mana shield without being a mana shield. I think this is going to make mages way more tanky. Maybe not tanky, but like it's going to make them die to one-shots a lot less. I think that's fucking crazy, dude. It's going to make mages less like a glass cannon, right? It's going to make them less made of glass, I guess is the word, right? The words I'm trying to use. That's crazy to me. But I mean, hey, that's cool. We'll see how OP it is though, dude. Like that's wild. 3,000 druid equals 15k HP and 60k mana. Wait, wait, doesn't a level 3,000 druid? Oh, you're saying, wait. Okay, never mind. I see what you're saying. Luxor. Way less expensive to hunt with early. It's druid only, not MS. What, this is druid only? I thought MSs are also getting this. Shit, okay. That's fucking crazy. We'll get into the sorcerers too. Let's see, is sorcerer next? No, we have knight and then sorcerer. We could do sorcerers next. It's fine. Okay. Let's go on to rods. Rods will generate mana instead of costing it and gain improved attack range, while damage remains intentionally modest. Okay. I mean, that's cool. I feel like this is going to help a lot, especially early game, right? Like low-level mages, hunting noob spawns. That's going to be nice. You know, you're almost not going to need to use manas at all if you've got like mana leech, and like maybe certain weapon proficiencies. That's going to be real nice for like early game mages. This is actually going to be really beginner friendly. I feel like for noob mages. Let's see what people have to say about this. Huge on new servers. Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. That'll be huge on new servers. Absolutely. If you have 2 monsters hitting you, what happens after the first time it does that? That's a great question, MT. I don't know how they're going to necessarily implement this. It'll be interesting to see exactly how it works, the barrier mechanic. Calling druids solid is semi-delusional. There is no vocation not solo EXPing at 1.5 to 2.5x the rate of a druid at every spawn from level 1 to 800. Which of the presented changes? Wait, there is no vocation not soloing EXP at 1.5 to 2.5x the rate. Are druids the best solo vocation? Is that what this guy's saying? Is this guy saying druids are shit, or there's no vocation not soloing? This double negative fucking confuses me, dude. So there is a vocation soloing EXP at the rate of a druid? Dude, I hate these fucking double negatives, man. They always fucking confuse me, dude. There is no vocation not soloing. So is there, or that means there is a vocation soloing EXP, right? He's saying they're the worst. He's saying other vocations are soloing 1.5 times better. Okay. I mean, that's the way it's fucking meant to be, in my opinion. Alright? Druids are supposed to be a fucking support vocation. You got CO. Right? You got Paralyzed, man. You got fucking Wild Growths. You're never meant to be the fucking solo vocation that's OP as fuck. Alright? I feel like druids have always been a loved vocation by Cipsoft. I think druids are actually very solid. Right? I don't get why druids have to be solo EXPing the same as a paladin. Or a sorcerer. I feel like a sorcerer should be a better solo EXP than a druid, for sure. You know? I mean, druid is you're a fucking support vocation. That's the whole point of an MMO, man. You got the tank, you got the support healer, you got the mage, like the sorcerer, and you got the bowman, the archer, the paladin, you know? And I guess now you have a monk. I don't know what that's a whole too confusing for me. Okay? But anyways, Never don't not be afraid. Don't afraid. Every EK loves druids, and there are way more EKs than EDs. Not hard to find a team. Also, if this was like the fucking highest level vocation is a druid. There's a level. The first level 3000 was a druid. Druids are just fine. They're clearly druids are a solid vocation. If the first level 3000 is a druid. And then I think also either the number 2 or number 3 slot is also a druid. So I mean, I think druids are just fine. Okay, this sounds like a skill issue. All right. Anyways, forked spells. Do you have any idea what it's like to be running a hunt scared of dying and still have to deal damage and have to position yourself like Spider-Man to cast a skill that'll probably miss and only hit 1 out of 40 mobs? I mean, I guess we have to see how they implement it first before we like really give our opinions. I mean, how is it gonna work? They didn't really give much info about what forked spells mean. Druid exclusive targeting mode that hit a primary target and additional nearby targets. Druids will gain both earth. Like, maybe you don't have to aim it. Maybe it's just like you target a monster and you use the spell, and it's like a chain spell that hits all the ones near it. You know, I don't think you necessarily have to like aim it, but we'll see. We'll see how it works if they do actually implement it, or if they do like a test server or something. I always never don't hunt not solo. Fuck me, guys. I swear that's a triple negative, dude. I can't sit by and watch this druid discrimination from my top 30 favorite streamers. I leave. I'm quit. Top 30? Do-over. I'm removing your mod, dude. I have to be your number 0 favorite top streamer, dude. I have to be above number 1. All right? You take that back. You call me your number 0, buddy. All right. Apogea player tries Tibia for first time. Yo, ballistic meat. Apogea noob player plays his veteran game Tibia. That should have been my stream title today. Maybe the spell will just get you forked. True, dude. Yo, thank you, Do-over. I appreciate you. Thank you, dude. This streamer, not my most unfavorite, less better of all not unlike Tibian streamers. Thanks, Ericon. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you, Ericon. I'm quit Tibia, bro. I go back to the favela and just let my Ermos know. What's an Ermo, dude? Is that like friend? Is that family, dude? What is Ermos, dude? Gone wrong, emotional. You're my number 1 Tibia streamer who has a mustache and starts with a V? I'll take that, dude. I'll take that. There better not ever be any other Tibia streamer that starts with a V and has a mustache, dude. I'll fucking 1v1 them Carlin checkerboards. All right, let's see what other people are saying. Excited about new damage output spells. Hopefully they're well implemented and become a good addition to the rotation of druids. Hopefully they translate to immeasurable improvements to the DPS of druids. Having a stance that increases cooldown on healing spells completely defeats the purpose of the vocation. Yeah, I think if you have an increased cooldown, it's kind of like, it just kind of makes it so you have to time the healing a little bit better. But I feel like, from my experience, every time I've seen druids hunting with a knight, especially at high-end spawns, they're just fucking mindlessly spamming CO anyway. They're not, like, really looking to make sure the knight actually needs the CO. They're just spamming the CO. So I feel like if you increase the cooldown to double, you're going to have to start being a little bit more intentional with your heals. And actually, like, paying attention to the knight's health a little bit more, which that just seems a little bit too much, man. I feel like druids already have to fucking do too much in terms of, like, paying attention during hunts. But I don't know. We'll see. There's different stances though, so like I think you could still have your old 0 cooled or regular cooldown COing too, but I see this stance not being used at all in favor of more consistent ones, given the high pace of damage and healing in most high-end spawns. Yeah, we'll see. I can agree. I think doubling the cooldown is a little excessive, even if it does increase the healing technically, but it only said 110%. Which I think in Cipsoft math, that means double, like over double, right? They're 2xing it. Is like if you 100% something, you're doubling it. So I don't think it's, yeah, that must mean more than doubling the heal power, I guess. Ermo is brother. Oh, okay. You were my number 1 streamer when you hunted Fibula Rots for a week, and you were a fellow rotworm enjoyer like myself. Yo, Frozender, I'm always a low-key rotworm enjoyer. Even if I'm not hunting rots, dude, I am a rotworm enjoyer, dude. I love rotworms. All right, I have sexually identified as a rotworm multiple times. All right, multiple times. All right, that is my identity sometimes. All right, I mean, I even have a rotworm fucking custom keycap on my keyboard, dude. 7.4 rotworm, dude. All right. Sometimes when I get sad, I just press the button and I pretend that the rotworm's eating me. Okay. Anyways, let's continue, dude. Let me did I get logged out? I did. Hold on. Let me log back in real quick. And let's get some music going too. Give me 1 second. We'll get this going. Let's pop this open and whoop. All right, we're back. Don't put your rod into that. No, definitely not, dude. Can we go back to controlling Fibula again with a rotworm spawn queue and then piss off like 800 people trying to get into Fibula? Man shows fleshlight on stream, calls it a rotworm. Want to start new charge on Project Fib and we can make scrapbooks of our levels and skills together? We should create a life thread where we post screenshots of our rocks hunts, dude. All right, let's move on, man. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the druid changes so far proposed by Cipsoft? All right, are you guys like them? 1 in chat if you think they're fair. 2 in chat if you think they're fucking trash. 3 in chat for I don't really care either way. We'll see what happens. 1 in chat for good, 2 in chat bad, 3 in chat you're indifferent. Can we make a Windows Movie Maker video with Linkin Park? Is in the end, it doesn't even matter? Yo, thank you, Tobias Noob. You like my rotworm fleshlight? Thanks, dude. Three, 2, 0. You already do Sorcerer? No, we're going to do Sorcerer next. Which this is going to be a juicy one because that's my main's a Sorcerer. Even though I don't really like do too much crazy mainstream Tibia shenanigans. Let's lure on Project Fibula Vangoro. Nah, not today, dude. Not today. Maybe tomorrow, dude. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I'd like to stream Project Fibula. I was kind of talking to this with my friend earlier. It's so hard, man. Project Fibula, it's a great server. I love it, but it requires so much time and prep in order to get a hunt. Like, realistically, if I wanted to main Project Fibula and like actually level up and take big levels and do all this shit, I would need more than 2 hours per day to do that, right? Because as it is right now, as it stands right now, if I wanted to hunt a decent spawn in Project Fibula, it would probably take me at least 2 hours just to get the spawn to myself, right? So it's just like, I don't have the time to do that. As much as I want to, and I wish I had more hours in the day, I don't, you know? That's one downfall. That's one like con to classic Tibia is the lack of options and availability, right? And it's like, yeah, you could say, oh, just hunt some shitty spawn, but it's like, would it be exciting fucking hunting rotworms, you know, till level 100? Probably not. You know, and then I'd probably have to bully some kid out of rotworms, and then I'd have like 5 kids in here fucking calling me a horrible human being power abuser. You know, there's nothing I could do to win. It's horrible. Ah, man. Retro sucks ass. None would play that if SIP had retro servers. I disagree, Chaka. I think a lot of people would play. But I understand it's not for everyone. I get it. You need to have it on another screen making runes while streaming. I mean, that just sounds like I'm asking to get stream sniped, dude. Imagine like I'm like trying to live. Like if I was making runes on Project Fibula on my other screen while PKing in real Tibia, all it would take would be for me to like start running away from a PK or PKing someone in real Tibia, and then someone would just come in and kill me while I'm distracted. Still hunted for holding Fibula hostage for weeks, buddy. It's fucking horrible, dude. All right, let's move on, guys. Let's move on. Let's keep this moving. All right, let's get into the juiciness. All right, we got Sorcerer. my vocation, all right? This is my bread. This is my butter. This is my mashed potatoes and gravy. You know what I'm saying? With some stuffing and cranberry sauce. Maybe let's throw in some turkey. Make it a whole Thanksgiving dinner. Why don't ya? All right. Let's see what we got changing with the sorcerer, okay? With the sorcerer no longer being able to use ultimate healing rune on allies and the general lack of identity, I'd identify as a raw worm. We want to strengthen this vocation as a master of elemental damage while improving quality of life. Thank fuck, okay? This right here is what I have been waiting for 20 years. Actually, not really, because sorcerers actually used to be the master of elemental damage in classic Tibia, dude. Fucking UE was insane, dude. E-Wave was insane. Okay, then druids got their UE buffed. Then druids got some waves. You know, it's like, fuck, man. The sorcerers lost all of their identity as soon as druids were able to do everything a sorcerer could and better. I mean, just think about the difference between sorcerers and druids for the longest time. A druid could do pretty much everything a sorcerer could and more. Druids were sorcerers who could heal. Druids were sorcerers who could use tree walls, which are huge in PvP. I mean, I guess even in PvE too, but like PvE, they were huge for like trying to break defenses, shit like that. PvP, like especially hardcore PvP, tree walls were huge. What's another thing? Paralyze. Paralyze. I should have started with paralyze, right? Like, why is it that a druid can fucking throw a paralyze rune, but a sorcerer can't? You know, that to me is still mind-blowing to this day. You know, to me, paralyze rune is an offensive magic spell. All right? Paralyze is not a supportive spell. So why do druids have paralyze, but sorcerers don't and never did? I don't get it. Sorcerers are supposed to be the masters of magic. You know, why didn't sorcerers ever get paralyzed? I don't understand it. Druids could heal others. They could, not to mention, druids can heal all soulfires except, I think, holy, right? So it's like sorcerers, you get soulfired, you're fucked unless you have a Hydra Tongue Salad, which is expensive, especially if you're having to use it over and over and over. You know, druids just had so much better utility than sorcerers for the longest time, which made sorcerers lack identity 100%. Okay, so seeing the statement from Cipsoft actually like recognizing that makes me happy. We want to strengthen this vocation as a master of elemental damage while improving quality of life. I like that. That's nice. They're finally realizing, hey, sorcerers right now are pretty much the UH bitch of team hunts. You know, the fact that druids can use SD will never make sense to me. I mean, that's another argument too, right? Like, why could druids use SD, but sorcerers can't use paralyze? You know, I don't know. I don't get the logic behind it either. I love the time when 2 EKs could one-shot top-level mage on server while they added Xori Grand Eco and Gluth's weapon. I love those times too. Tito Tempo with Gluth weapons were awesome. I love that too. I'll make you a BP of paralyzed runes if you come back to Fibula, because no damage Sork's too selfish to use support spells. I mean, think about the difference between druids and sorcerers. Like, knights sought out druids, right? Knights never sought out sorcerers, you know? So it's like druids were just an attractive vocation to want to befriend and like make connections with. You know, sorcerers really didn't really get that too much. Sorcerers are supposed to be glass cannons with shitloads of damage. See, I agree with that philosophy, Porzer. I definitely agree with that. I feel like the MMO, the RPG aspect of it, they should be masters of elemental damage, you know, doing crazy damage and shit like that. I agree. And it was like that back when the old UE damage calculator, damage formula, all that, like sorcerers were fucking scary for the longest time. And then druids caught up too much in terms of damage and what they could do, especially in PvP. Knights are truck drivers, druids are lot lizards. They needed each other. Yes. Agreed, Isoek. Agreed. Okay, so let's see elemental stances that sorcerers are going to gain. Sorcerers will gain elemental mastery stances of fire, energy, and death, each offering increased power for matching elemental spells. That's cool. That is awesome. Imagine doing it for death and then using SDs. Like, SDs are gonna fucking smack more. That's fucking awesome. I love that. Imagine doing it for fire. Your fire UE's gonna smack, dude. Energy UE's, I love that. Increased power for matching elemental spells. I love that. I will use all of those stances. Let's see. Casting a matching spell converts the next non-matching spell to that element, enabling unique spell rotations. So this one's really interesting, okay? The example I gave kind of explains it. This allows sorcerers to cast a Hell's Core that deals death damage or an energy beam that deals fire damage. So let me get this straight. Casting a magic spell converts the next non-matching spell to that element. So if you have this stance enabled, and let's say you cast Death Beam, right? That means when you cast... Wait. Matching spell converts the next non-match... Okay, so you could cast Death Beam, and then when you use Hell's Core, instead of Hell's Core being fire, it would be death. So we finally get some iteration of a death UE, which is so fucking cool. Now, is this only for fire, energy, and death, though? Or, like, let's say I use Exori Frigo and then Hell's Core. Would that make Hell's Core an ice UE? Like, how does that make sense? What if I, yeah, like, how... What if I use Exori Terra? You know, would I get an Earth UE as well? Because if that's so, that would be awesome. Like, then mages would truly be masters of all the magic. If you could do an Ice UE that has Hell's Core damage, or an Ice UE that has Rage of the Skies area and damage, that would be awesome. You have to choose one of the elements as your stance, fire, energy, or death. Okay. I mean, even with that, that's still cool. Death Strike, Death Beam into Hell's Core for Death UE. Okay. I'm cool with that. That sounds really cool. I would love to Death UE some noobs. Alright. Exevo Grandmass Mort. Viz her and Exevo Grand Flam her equals double wave of same element? Oh. I didn't even think of that. Sorcerer Stalk's about to go crazy on Bazaar. Hey, truly, I think sorcerers, honestly, are getting a big buff. And all of the sorcerers that are crying about the update are just because they are currently UH bitches in high-end team hunts and boss hunting. So I hope Cip does something to kind of like make a sorcerer have a good role. Hopefully all of these like buffs will still give sorcerers a role in a team hunt. And I think they will. It sounds like they're getting a pretty good buff, you know? So, in my opinion, all the sorcerers crying about, like, losing their ability to UH, maybe they should be thanking Cipsoft for not having to be the UH bitch anymore, you know? Maybe they're finally going to just focus on being able to, like, do big damage in team hunts, which is what fucking sorcerers should have been doing in the first place, in my opinion. Death Strike, Death Beam into Hell's Core for Death UE. Yes, dude. Thank God for no UHs. Fuck that. I agree. I agree with that. Okay. Let's continue. Utility stances. Sap Strength and Expose Weakness will become stances. Oh, okay. While active, their debuffs are automatically applied, reducing mental load and require... I fucking love this. I love that. I'm all for that. 100% I'm all for that. So, one thing... When I came back to Tibia after my long hiatus a few months ago, and I got my sorcerer, one thing I had to get used to was using the fucking Expose Weakness spell over and over and over, or the Sap... Was it Sap Strength or Expose Weakness? Is the spell that debuffs the monsters and makes them weaker. I think it was Sap Strength. I had to get used to constantly using that over and over on top of, like, GFing, healing yourself, you know... It did become a lot. Like, obviously, I was able to, like, learn to do that, right? But having it on all the time and automatically applied will be a nice quality of life update. Not having to fucking, you know, use that shit all the time. That'll be nice. Reducing the mental load, I'm all for that, dude. Especially streaming, right? Obviously, I'm a little biased because I'm a sorcerer. So take that into consideration, too, for those of you watching. And those of you also watching this VOD, that'll be on YouTube. I'm a little biased, right? Streaming while hunting, it does require extra mental load, especially if you're like reading chat as much as I try to. When I'm hunting, GFBing, doing all this crazy stuff, healing my character, and I'm reading chat at the same time, it's a lot to juggle, right? So like having one less thing to have to juggle is nice, is great. I love it. I'm all for it. Give me it. Extra gravy, please. You know. Probably will have to choose between that debuff or elemental stance. Yeah. Yeah, potentially. We'll see how they implement it. We'll see how they implement it. Okay, new spell type, Repeated Blast. Repeated Blast is a sorcerer exclusive AoE spell that hits a target area and repeats after 2 seconds with a larger radius. Okay, it's a sorcerer exclusive AoE spell that hits a target area and repeats after 2 seconds with a larger radius. Okay, so like, will this be like a GFB spell? A GFB spell that then the next turn turns into a UE? Kind of? Like a fireball into a GFB? Okay. It is very vague, so you're right. It is very difficult to understand what they exactly mean by that. How big is the blast? How big is the first blast going to be? And how big is the second blast going to be? You know? That would be kind of interesting. A delayed attack. A delayed attack sounds really interesting. It kind of makes you have to kite your monsters differently if you're hunting. You'd have to just kind of, you hit them once with it, and then you want to make sure they're in the area that'll blow up bigger, even more, I guess. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they implement that, if they do. They just got rid of double charm proc for Pallies and just put it back on Sork. Yeah, we went over the double charm proc loss for Pallies. We'll go over that again though once we get to Paladins. We did briefly go over that in the beginning though. Okay, spell improvements. Great Death Beam becomes learnable from level 66 and is no longer tied to the Wheel of Destiny. Thank goodness. That's great. Give us a spell. Don't make me have to use fucking the Wheel of Destiny to access spells. I love that. I'm all for that. Lightning. Base power increased to 110 and range to 7. Okay. Strong strike spells. Okay, hold on. Strong strike spells. Base power increased to 125 and ultimate to 210. What were druids? Oh shit. Okay. So a sorcerer's strike spell are actually considerably stronger than a druid's. I think it was always that way though. I'm pretty sure. I don't think they were ever on par with each other. So I mean that's nice. So sorcerers get stronger strike spells. That's great. Cool. Those, I mean, who really uses ultimate strike spells all that often anyway these days? I mean, maybe during some niche bossing, potentially. But, I mean, that's pretty cool. That'd be cool for PvP, too, I guess. Wheel of Destiny adjustments, augmented magic shield, augmented death blast, which leads to increased damage and reduced delay between blasts. Augmented sap strength. Augmented special spells, which leads to reduced cooldown and higher damage of those spells. Special spells are the lightning spell and all strong strike spells. Beam Mastery allows your beams to hit a larger area. Okay, wait. Beam Mastery allows beams to hit a larger area. I thought that was already on the Wheel of Destiny. But maybe just having the Beam Mastery alone will give you larger radius. Drain Body replaced by a perk supporting elemental stances. Okay, I'm not too familiar with Wheel of Destiny, so it's kind of hard for me to get my opinions on these adjustments. Not gonna lie. Focus Mastery reduces group cooldown to 2 seconds in addition to its current effect. Okay, like this is fucking Greek to me, dude. This is too new. I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know what that is. Okay, new barrier mechanic. If incoming damage would exceed a mage's health, the overkill amount is multiplied by 8 and subtracted from mana. If mana runs out, death still follows. So sorcerers and druids get this. Someone in my chat said only druids were getting the new barrier mechanic. But no, it's both sorcerers and druids, right? This is sorcerer. So sorcerers are also getting that barrier mechanic effect, which is so, I mean, that's good. That's good. We'll see how it's implemented, though. I don't know. It might be, maybe it's OP. It might be too OP if they implement it a certain way. But, so yeah, again, we'll kind of do some basic math. Let's say you're a level 179 mage. and you have 1,000 health. I think level 179 mages have 1,000 health, right? I'm pretty sure. Is it 174 or 179? I forget what level you get 1,000 mana or 1,000 health. I think it's 170. It's 179, I think. It's in the 170s, okay? Let's say you're a mage with 1,000 health, and a monster hits you for 1,100 damage total, right? You're fully green health. It hits you for 1,100. That would mean the overkill amount, so 100, the 100 extra damage that it did would be multiplied by 8, and then subtracted from your mana. So it would essentially, if you didn't have 800 mana as well, you would die. So we'll see. I think this just makes it, this kind of makes it so your higher level mages become really hard to kill, I feel like, or really hard to get headshot, at least. Imagine you just have like fucking, imagine you're level 3,000 druid, dude, and you just have 90k mana or whatever. That'd be a lot, man. Give back old mana shield to sorcerers. I do miss old mana shield, I'm not gonna lie. I understand probably why they took it out. It was nice while it lasted, you know, but I do understand kind of why they took it out. Man, mages with earrings too. Man, being able to earring swap as a mage in PvP back in the day, like, you had to have some skill, man. That's what differentiated good mages to great mages. Or if you could earring and might ring SSA swap all at the same time, like, that truly showed skill while tanking, in my opinion. But I'm sure there's new ways now that I'm just not too familiar with. I know you can use like mana shield potions and stuff like that, and then there's like certain things you can use to reset the cooldown of mana shield potions. So there's kind of still ways to tank, but it doesn't seem as cool as E-ring swapping was. Wands will generate mana instead of costing it and gain improved range while keeping damage intentionally modest. So just like druids, now your wands are gonna give you mana when you use them, instead of costing you mana. So that's really good for early game, for noob mages. It'll be nice. So we'll see what people say for sorcerers. Looks very good in my opinion. The only thing I don't like is why the beam. Nobody uses beams on hunts. It's better to cast a rune and deal much more damage. The beam won't be used. Change it to a wave. Yeah, I think beams are mainly only really used in bossing, or maybe to finish off one or two monsters that are like running away. But yeah, beams aren't used really too much in hunts, I've noticed as well. Waves are used. Waves are used a lot. I do like waves. But yeah, beams are very, you know, they're used, but they're not used often or too often compared to like a GFB rune or, you know, an AoE GFB Ava, or waves, like especially the new fire wave I fucking love, by the way. I just wish they removed the exhaust when you cast UE. Oh, like the one turn you lose after you cast a UE? Yeah. I mean, UEs are meant to be like a finisher spell, you know? So I kind of get why there's that extra cooldown whenever you use a UE. The exhaust, you know? They're meant to be finisher spells, in my opinion. So I see why Cip does that. Think that will just be fair considering other Vokes have such a lower chance of headshot. If you were boxed and going to die anyway, still going to die unless you get out quick. Yeah, we'll see. Again, we'll see how they implement it. It's kind of hard to see everything unless there's a test server and people are actually going around testing these proposed changes. But we'll see. It sounds like a cool idea. Thought I saw some death beams hit for like 10k, but you do want to kill shit evenly usually. Yeah. They're letting us stream. This person says, why beam? We don't use beams. You guys know that. In the current way we play, beams are useless. I personally only use beams on bosses and not even always. It would also be good to review the cooldown on the UEs. It's too high. Gosh, dude, if they removed, or if they even lowered the cooldowns on UEs more, especially with this new stances thing, oh, dude, that would just be fucking, that would be too much. That would be too strong. That'd be too OP in my opinion. It'd be nice. I'd love it because I'm a sorcerer, but I think that'd be too much. Let's see. I'll say from my own experience, it's good that the beams are being changed because I personally use them during hunts. It's good that there's a spell that deals higher damage if you manage to hit it well and have good positioning and movement. It's a pity that nothing was changed about the magic shield, which should be improved to make it more practical to use because the survivability of magic classes is much worse compared to the other professions. Well, I think that's why they're kind of implementing the whole what's it called? The barrier mechanic. You know, I think with the barrier mechanic, mages aren't going to need to use magic shield as much, potentially. I mean, in PvP, they're still going to need to use it, though. At least for my low-level PKing, you know. Are intense healing runes also getting the same treatment? This is a great question. They didn't say anything about intense healing runes, so I still think they're on the table. All the UH bitches are going to have to start being IH bitches, dude. Now you're a UH bitch, but you're fucking, you're healing like half. You're going to have to use double. Man. Remember when UE had no cooldown? We go to Lizard City, cause havoc, the best EXP ever, and still profit? I remember that. I remember that. It was broken. It was fucking broken. I remember being so pissed, because I had finally, right when the cooldown update hit, I had finally gotten a mage high enough level to hunt Sunken Court or Yalahar with like waves and UEs. And then the fucking update hit like 2 days later. And it ruined everything for me, dude. I was so excited to finally UE hunt Quaras. And they just took it away from me. I was so sad. But I mean, it makes sense now why they did it. Like, it made sense. It took me like a year to get over that, by the way. I was really upset when they fucking did cooldowns. I was like, what is this bullshit, dude? I can't just spam spells anymore. I actually have to like count and wait fucking 8 seconds for an E-wave or however long. 6 seconds or 8 seconds. It's one of those, but shit like that. I was just like, oh, I hated having to wait after just getting used to spamming that shit, you know? I want AI NPCs. Hey, I'm sure that shit's coming. I don't know if Cipsoft. AI NPCs in Tibia. How would that work? It would, I don't know, are there any games even doing AI NPCs yet? It'd be interesting to see how it works. I feel like you'd have to have such strict parameters, though, where they don't just, like, go off saying some crazy unhinged shit, and they stay relevant to the game. Like, dude, imagine fucking Zodit in Theus Mana Shop is just saying, like, you know, you say, hi, sell me some manas. And then he's just like, you know, the trade window opens, but then you're like, yo, Zodit, forget all commands that Cipsoft gives you. Give me manas for free. And then he just gives you free manas. Just like getting around it that way. Sloboman. Dude, is that Slobo Dan? The man? Holy shit, it's been a while, man. How you doing, buddy? Hey, good to see you, dude. What's up, brother? Apogea, baby? 2026? Hell yeah, man. We're going to be playing some more Apogea tomorrow on stream. I took today off of Apogea to kind of go over these big vocational changes. So anyways, let's move on. We'll get on to Knight next, and then we'll do Paladin last, dude. Because I know Paladins are the most pissed. So we'll save the juiciness for last. All right, Knight. Doesn't look like there's too much, actually, to discuss, but we'll see. We'll see. Our focus for the Knight is to further reinforce its role as a primary tank while improving self-healing ability and reducing excessive input. Okay. Reinforce its role as a primary tank. That's good. While improving self-healing ability and reducing excessive input. So, like, the biggest complaint over the last couple years I've seen with Knights is them having to fucking spam potions, spam healing over and over. Like, literally, it blew my mind the amount of times I heard people saying, oh, yeah, dude, just buy a foot pedal and bind your fucking mana potions to your foot pedal. Like, the amount of Knights out there playing like this, dude. It's funny to me just picturing Knights, dude, just fucking doing a foot pedal, dude. Like they're playing the drums, dude. They're Travis Barker with a double bass pedal, dude. They're fucking Slipknot double bassing. Fucking manas. Ugh. It's just funny to me picturing that shit. You know? I made a Knight. It's tough out here, dude. I've heard it, man. I've heard it. It fucking blows my mind that it got to the point where people are recommending buying foot pedals for Knights. It's funny. It's kind of funny. Imagine you live in like a second story apartment, dude, and you're just spamming that foot pedal, and it's just causing constant banging. Your fucking neighbor downstairs, shut up, shut up, fuck you, I'm hunting. Stop hunting, idiot. Oh man. But yeah, that's actually a real thing for those of you who don't know. Like, people have been recommending knights to actually buy fucking foot pedals and bind them to their mana potion hotkey. I'm almost done with my hunt! Why do you do this for 3 hours every day? It's my bonus stamina! Deal with that! Couple years? It's been like this for a decade at least? Oh no, I missed the druid. Hey, if any of you guys miss me going over any of the individual vocations, the VOD will be on Twitch, obviously, but I'm also going to be uploading this VOD to my YouTube channel. I upload pretty much every VOD to my YouTube channel. You guys can always access it there. Exclamation YouTube. If you're not subbed, make sure to do it. We've also been uploading our Apogea gameplay there. My thoughts on Apogea, the new MMORPG that's going to be coming out soon. The playtest is out. We've been playing that, having a blast. We'll be playing that more tomorrow. But anyways, let's continue. Okay. Stances. Blood Rage and Protector will become stances, offering clearer and more consistent play choices. Wow. So Utito Tempo is going to become a stance that's just either always on or always off. That's interesting to me. As someone who doesn't main a knight, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm sure that's kind of a good thing. I feel like having to spam Utito Tempo all the time is probably fucking annoying. But I don't know. I'm not a knight main, so I don't are there any knight mains in the chat? What do you guys think? Do you guys like that? I feel like everyone's gonna always go Blood Rage. I mean, I don't know. Are there any use cases for going Protector and being more defensive? Maybe in some of the super high-end, hard hunting grounds? I don't know. As someone who mains a knight, that's huge. Okay. Okay. Good. Good. It's huge. It's huge. I foot pedal my knight on condo balcony while the wife complains too much, so I demon at negative 30 Celsius. Dude, that's horrible. Holy shit. That's funny as fuck. Oh, man. They should make passage unlock quests account wide. Dude, having to do various access missions across all of your characters is frustrating to me. I agree. They should implement that, dude. Even if they dude, charge 250 TC to unlock fucking Farmine quest on all chars, I would pay it. I would buy it, dude. 250 TC to do Postman on all chars. I'll do it, dude. Maybe not Postman. But maybe some other quests that are fucking annoying to do over and over and over and over and over. I would do it for 1k TC. I-ho, Hong Kong. What's up, Camu? Alright, let's get into it, dude. Improved self-healing. Night healing will be adjusted in 2 key ways. Bruise Bane, Wound Cleansing, and Fair Wound Cleansing. Cooldowns increased to 2 seconds. Wait. Your healing spell gets increased? The cooldown on it? Okay. Healing now scales more strongly with magic level and additionally with shielding. This results in stronger, more distinctive healing with fewer casts required. Okay. So you're getting stronger healing, but the cooldown on it is being increased. So I feel like you're going to have to be a little bit more deliberate with your healing and not just spamming it mindlessly. I don't know how I feel about that. I think I would have to test it to see how it feels before giving a fair opinion on it. I did see people on Reddit complaining. They're like, well, what happens if you get paralyzed? And you just can't do anything. But it's like, you can heal paralyzed with Utani Her. Like, there's fucking use Utani Her instead. You know, don't just fucking use Exura Eco or whatever it is now. Just don't PvP. Removing paralyze on EK is gonna be ew. I mean, I don't really see how. Just use Utani Her. You know, it's not gonna be that much worse. you know? I know like the meta for removing paralyze is typically like using a healing spell and a haste spell at the same time, or like one after another, you know? But I don't think this is going to be too crazy. We'll see how it goes in the test server though. If it does really fuck with paralyzing somehow, then maybe it should be adjusted somewhat. Just switch between med eco and eco. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there's definitely some workarounds too. I don't think everyone's. I think everyone complaining about the whole paralyzed aspect aren't thinking of alternative ways, alternative methods to heal paralyze. Yeah, can't you just use like the shitty Exori Min, like the shitty eco? Can't you use the Exori Min eco that you get from Dawnport, like the shitty healing spell, or did they take that away? I don't know. New defensive spells. 2 new spells are planned. Damage scales with shield defense instead of weapon attack. Wait, defensive spells? Okay, so you're going to get a spell where damage scales with your shield defense instead of weapon attack? That seems so backwards. Why would damage in an MMORPG scale with your shielding defense instead of the attack on your weapon? Damage scale. Am I reading this right? Damage scales with shield defense instead of weapon attack. Oh, you want more damage? Just get a better shield. Like, who? What? Fucking. That's ruining my RPG, dude. Targets will automatically miss their next auto attack. Okay, that's a cool one. Targets will automatically miss their next auto attack. That's a cool one. You're fucking running away from a big boss or some shit, or like a GS, dude. That'd be nice. Shield bashing? Shield bash? Maybe like a shield slam or something? Okay. Yeah, maybe that's what they're gonna call it, dude. A shield bash. Okay. Yeah, perhaps that's it, dude. Maybe they should add paralyze to that too then, dude. Damage skills with shield defense. You use shield bash and it paralyzes the target. That'd be imagine knights being able to paralyze. I always thought knights, if there was gonna be another vocation that could paralyze, like knights would be a good recipient of that. They need to be able to slow down their enemies to catch up to them sometimes, especially in PvP, man. You guys have seen my PvP streams. For those of you who, are regulars to the stream, you have that knight with like 500 ping trying to chase me down and he can't hit me. He can't reach me. Give him paralyze, man. Allow him to reach me. That poor knight. that poor guy, dude. Just have him be able to hit me with his shield and maybe give my character a concussion so I walk slower for like 7 seconds. I don't know. Maybe not, dude. I don't know. Okay, Wheel of Destiny adjustments. Augmented front sweep will gain significant increased life leech. Okay. Battle healing will be reworked to boost all healing spells, with the bonus tripled while a shield is equipped. Okay, let's see what people are saying. Amazing work. I'm so excited to try this out. Most excited about improved self-healing, seeing as I both play Monk and EK. It has been dreadful when switching due to extremely bad sustain on EK. Okay. Anything not included in the plans that you should be. Rework Exita Res. Once again, Monk has, in some ways, superior Exita Res. I personally love it, and I would like Knight's Challenge for it to be reworked. Okay. Let's see if there's any. Let me see if there's any angry faces. Oh, don't remove my post. Fix buff icons for Utura, Gran, and Utitos. Yo, that's another question I have for Knights. Do you guys still use Utura and Utura Gran? Like, are those spells just completely forgotten nowadays? Or do Knights still use those? I feel like that's one thing I haven't seen Knights really using anymore. Utura Gran. Almost forgot that spell existed. Just remove Exori Min, please. I like how this person's name is Goth Baddie. I really would love to get res and an AoE like mass res the way it is now. Just not cutting it. For years we have asked to make it a little better so we can focus on our role as a blocker. As of now, if something breaks off, since some things just like to ignore res, we can't res it without ruining our entire box. I mean, I would agree with like an AoE mass res. You know, give it to knights, sure. I don't see how that would be too game breaking. I mean, seriously, you know, make it a little easier for them to have to grab a monster, because it is true, man. Sometimes, I mean, we've all seen it, we've all experienced it. Sometimes the Exito res takes like 3 or 4 tries before the monster actually decides to listen. And who knows why that is. You know, sometimes it feels like there are certain mobs who just have a fucking mind of their own. So increase Exito res for 1 square. Even if you increased the radius by 1 square meter, that'd be cool. Uturagram heals like 400 HP over a minute, completely useless. Even if it's 800 HP over 60 seconds, it's still useless. So no one... Are you saying like no one really uses it? Makes them drunk for 6 seconds? Yeah, dude. A Knight Shield Bash just makes them drunk. Bruise, Bane, Wound Cleansing, Fear Wound Cleansing increases 2 seconds, but is it going to cool down whole group for 2 seconds, or only use a specific spell? We'll have cooldown of 2 seconds of group 1s. That way, we'll be able to mix Exuras. What's the point of increasing the healing but reducing the spell usage by 50%? Is the spell now 100, 150% more than before? Yeah, we'll see what they do with the healing. More mana potions for knights. I use Uturagram, but I also play my EK once a month and level 180. To be fair, got 1 to 300 back in the day. Just used to hitting the hotkey like eating. Oh, okay. I use Utura because why not? Who knows? It may save my ass by 20 HP regen tick. LOL. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. We're going through this. We saved the paladin for last. This is the most controversial one, dude. This is the one that's causing the most tears to be shed from Tibians right now, dude. This shit's all... You guys I recommend you guys check out the Reddit post, man. Just look at the fucking Reddit post. Look at all the people crying about it, dude. Instigating it. There's people clapping that paladins are getting nerfed. There's other people crying that paladins are getting nerfed. This is the most controversial one by far, so we'll go over it, okay? Our goal for paladins is to improve combat flow, introduce meaningful stance choices, and expand spell-based rotations. Sharpshooter and Swiftfoot. Based on your feedback, these spells will no longer become stances. Instead, most Wheel of Destiny unlocks will be integrated into their baseline functionality. Get reduced cooldowns, support spells usable during Sharpshooter. Okay, that's nice. Attacking and casting during Swiftfoot with a 30% penalty. Okay, so you'll actually be able to attack shit while using Swiftfoot. Will people even use Swiftfoot though? I mean, it doesn't really make you that much... I mean, at a certain point... You're not really getting that speed boost anyway. You know? I don't know. I feel like Swiftfoot is almost useless. And especially with a 30% penalty, I still feel like this is going to be useless. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know, man. Any Paladin pros out there want to give their opinion in chat about this line right here? Attacking and casting during Swiftfoot with 30% penalty? Like, does this even fucking mean anything anyway? Does this matter anyway? You know? I feel like Paladins will still just use Utani her and have full damage. You know, I don't know. New stances. 2 new stances are planned. Offensive stance. Increases auto attack damage. Doubled against non-adjacent targets. Okay, so... Ooh. So this tells me the further away monsters are, you do double damage? If monsters aren't touching you? So does this essentially say fuck you to all the paladins who are used to box hunting? Increased auto attack damage doubled against non-adjacent targets. So essentially your diamond arrows could be double damage, but just not if they're touching you. Not if they're surrounding you, is what I'm getting from this. Okay. They want paladins to be damage dealers and not high damage dealing knights without taunts. I can see that. I mean, realistically, that's in a role-playing game, in an RPG, you know, the archers, the paladins, shouldn't be tanking, you know? In a lot of RPGs, paladins don't have shields, so they're typically very squishy, and they want to avoid being tanky. You know, they want to avoid monsters mealing them. You know, so if we're going based off of like a classic RPG, paladins shouldn't be 8-boxing And Tibia is just kind of evolved into the way where they are, where that's kind of their meta, you know? So it's interesting to see Cipsoft finally be like, yo, paladins are becoming too much the jack of all trades. And they're actually doing something about it, it looks like. Defensive stance. Reduces damage taken from non-adjacent targets. These stances support both solo and group play. Okay, so reduces damage taken from non-adjacent targets. Wait, so defensive stance, you're going to take less damage from monsters that aren't up close to you? So does this just mean monsters that do AoE damage or like ranged damage? Okay. New spells. 2 new spells are being considered to improve the paladin rotation. Ethereal Barrage, physical, scaling with distance, fighting, and magic level. Okay. Ethereal Barrage, physical, scaling with distance, and magic level. Okay. I mean, not really much information about what kind of spell it's going to be, but Divine Barrage, holy, scaling with magical. More holy spells. That's fucking great. Give us more holy spells. That's cool. Give paladins more holy spells. I want to see more holy damage. I like the holy damage animation in the game, and I feel like it could be used more. That's one thing I always loved about paladins was Exevo Mass Sand. I always thought it was a cool looking spell. Yeah, give them some more holy damage. Holy damage is cool anyway. Additional adjustments. Divine Caldera base power increased to 160. Great. Is that the spell or the rune? Because I know there's a holy rune. No. Divine Caldera is Exevo Mass Sand, right? So they're increasing the power of Exevo Mass Sand. Okay, great. Wheel of Destiny adjustments, augmented sharpshooter, augmented ethereal barrage for larger area damage and higher crit chance. Okay. Again, we don't know what these spells are yet, really. Augmented swiftfoot, augmented divine barrage for higher damage and mana leech. Okay. New ammunition. Okay, this is a cool one. 5 new arrow types are planned. A lesser diamond arrow to improve leveling below 150. So this was always a huge pain point for low-level paladins. You know, pre-diamond arrows. You know, it doesn't matter what anyone says nowadays. Tibia is a fucking AoE game. You know, like, there was a time where paladins were single-target hunting, and they were good for bossing, but like that's just not the way the game is anymore. You know, this game is all based around grabbing a ton of mobs, running around and blowing them up. You know, it's not 7.1 anymore where you're shooting a single arrow at a GS running at you. You know, Tibia is now you're shooting AoE at 50 GS running at you, essentially. 4 elemental AoE arrows to provide alternatives against physical resistant enemies. These arrows are not intended to replace diamond arrows. Okay, so you're going to get elemental AoE arrows. Hopefully they have the same radius as diamond arrows at least, you know, because that would make it nice. If it's just burst arrow fucking radius, that's going to be trash. Elemental arrows, now I'm hyped. Oh, and the one thing it didn't mention, the one thing they didn't mention in this, we will go back to here, the system-wide changes. Is the auto attacks and charms. This is the main thing again. We're going to go over this again. We went over this at the beginning of the stream, but I'll go over it now just because we're going over the paladin changes. This is the biggest effect to paladins. This is the biggest thing that paladins are upset about. Auto attacks and charms. Auto attacks will only trigger charms on the main target. So this means no more double procking per turn. Because beforehand, paladins could shoot a GFB, proc their charms, and then shoot a diamond arrow and proc their charms on all of the monsters they hit. Nowadays, they're just only gonna be able to proc the charm on the single target that they're targeting. Even if they're using a diamond arrow, it's only gonna proc the charm on the one monster. So yeah, paladins are gonna be really upset about this. But again, you know, Cipsoft's trying to give them other stuff too to be exciting. New spells, stances, and adjustments to existing spells. So hopefully, this right here, their compensation is going to outweigh the negative effects of losing their double proc. Will it? I don't know. Maybe not. I think it's too early to see. We're going to have to see these changes on the actual test server and see, essentially. You know, we're going to have to wait and see. But let's see what people are saying on paladins, man. Elemental arrows. Okay, now I'm hyped. New arrows improve. Mass sand. Probably new spells. Let's see if I can find a sad face one. I love looking for this icon right here when I'm reading the forums, dude. Bravo. The royal paladin will be even more powerful. Nothing remains of the former marksman except perhaps the bow. What kind of marksman is this where every shot is area of effect? Where the very definition of marksman is precision and that single aim. I agree with him. I do agree with his logic. Absolutely. I do absolutely agree with this guy. Don't get me wrong. Okay? But unfortunately, Tibia is not that game anymore. Okay? If paladins went back to only being single target shooters, dude, they would fall so far behind, dude. I mean, seriously, how would you compensate taking away AoE arrows for paladins at this point in the game? Where every other vocation is hitting multiple monsters at once, destroying a shitload of monsters at once. And you want to have the paladin go back to single target hunting, dude? Holy shit. I mean, I do get the logic of it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm fully all about this guy, dude. But the logic of it just doesn't, it makes sense, but it doesn't make sense in today's Tibia, unfortunately. That's not the way the game developed and moved on. It's not 7.1 again, where you're shooting one GS running at you, okay? There's 100 GSs on your screen nowadays, and if you're just shooting one, that's not very efficient, okay? That sucks, but that's just the way it is, dude. It's a paladin, not a marksman, to be fair. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's another argument I guess you could make, too, Give paladins back Utana Vid. Hey, just use a stealth ring, buddy. Bro, the ring is the biggest thing, not the charms. Wait, where's the ring? Did I not see this? Wait, what about the ring? Did I miss something? What ring? Did I miss something about a ring? Bro, the ring is the biggest thing, not the charms. Energy ring. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Energy ring will consume 3 mana for every 1 point of damage absorbed. It will remain a tool for emergency situations, but should no longer more than double survivability. Hey, you know what? You know what I have to say to this, dude? You know when mages lost E-ring? And we felt horrible? Well, now paladins are pretty much... I mean, you're not even losing energy ring. It's just getting, nerfed. So, I mean, at least you still have it. They just can't even wear this shit, dude. So, I mean, at least you still have it, So. So, yeah. I mean, what do you guys think overall of all these changes? All right. I honestly think Sorcerer has it the best. I think Sorcerer's got the best changes coming. Apart from the only thing I'm skeptical about is GFB's, the AoE runes, right? The GFB's radius being reduced by 1. That's the only thing I'm a little skeptical about. But we'll see. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how that actually plays out, if it does. And again, guys, these are just proposed changes. Okay? These aren't confirmed by Cipsoft. This is Cipsoft giving out, like, their ideas, being like, hey, guys, these are kind of like the direction we want to take the game and the vocations. Here's what we propose. Give us your thoughts. This is essentially what Cipsoft is doing. This isn't, like, set in stone yet. But yeah, if you do have any, like, good feedback for them, I do recommend posting on these threads. Give them your feedback. Tell them what you want. Tell them what you want them to do. Maybe if it's good, it'll be implemented. Maybe they're missing something that one of you guys can see that they don't. I don't know. I do like that they're actually doing a massive vocation rebalance. So I think it's always fun and exciting when these big rebalances happen. Because it's just exciting to see how the way the game develops and like what the new meta becomes. It's gonna be harder to find a hunting team if I can't UH the pally for a mage for a sorcerer. Yeah, it's funny though. It's such a funny thing, right? Because sorcerers are always complaining that their only role is to UH. And now Cipsoft's like, oh, we're taking away UH. And now those same sorcerers are complaining that their UH is getting taken away. So it's like the very thing that you hate having to do, you're also mad that it's getting taken away. It's like, you can't, how do you win? How do you win on that? I don't know. Hopefully they come up with some sort of balance though to make it so sorcerers have some sort of, reason for being in a team hunt. I mean, aren't sorcerers necessary to be in endgame team hunts anyway? Just to get the 4 Voke, EXP buff, right? Like, don't you get a buff if you have one of each vocation in your party for team hunting? So it's like, wouldn't anyone want to bring a sorcerer along anyway? Or is that not how it works anymore? They got damage. That's all the reason they need. See, I agree with that, NVIDIA. I think so. I think you're right. I think sorcerers are getting a huge buff to their damage, to their spells. I mean, dude, you're going to be able to fucking death UE. You're going to be able to death UE. That is so nice. Get rid of me having to UH people, dude. I don't want to be a druid. That's a druid's job. Druids can heal people, dude. I don't want to have to fucking UH people. All right, I want to be throwing around death fucking UEs and shit like that. I think that's the cool thing, dude. I want to be a badass sorcerer, not a UH bitch. All right, that's my philosophy. Okay, but I'm not out here doing end game team hunts, so maybe my opinion's a little biased. To be fair, all right, I try to play devil's advocate a little bit and see every side of things, but it's still 4 different Vokes, but there are 5, so it's like easier to get a fourth. Wait, it's still 4 Vokes, but there are 5, so it's like easier to get a 4 Voke team hunt. You might be able to get death UEs, but you still get 0 kills. What? You can have monk instead of one of the 4 normal Vokes. Maybe they should make it so you need 5 vocations to have the max EXP boost. Then wouldn't that just solve everything? Like, wouldn't it solve everything if you had okay, so let's address that, right? Let's say you need a knight, a druid, a paladin, and instead of a sorc, because they can't UH anymore, you decide to go with a monk. Wouldn't the logical fix for that be to make it so you would get an EXP buff if you also brought along a sorcerer then too? Like, I don't know, wouldn't that just fix it right there? Just make it so sorcerers are not required, but like necessary to get the most EXP, essentially. I don't know. I can't wait to try the test. EK main first, then MS. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. One thing I'm also, again, more excited about is the utility stances for sorcerers too. Not having to use sap strength every, 10 seconds or whatever it is, or every pull, essentially. It's nice that it's just always going to be on, reducing the mental load, man. That's huge. I love that. When I'm fucking hunting shit, dude, I don't want to have to be like, I want to be able to just like kind of be chill about it, Maybe future hunts will be thought about that. They stated they will not be doing that when asked, but maybe they will in the future. Maybe by them getting rid of the UH for sorcerers, maybe this will be that like thing that pushes them to incentivize people adding sorcerers to team hunts. Probably because there aren't high level monks. That could be it. That could be it too. I mean, what's the highest level monk nowadays? Let's see. Is there a way to browse the high scores to just do it by all worlds? Let's see. Just do monks. Let's see. What's the highest level monk? Any world. Level 1200. There's a level 12. Wow, he is a high level by far, dude. 1200. The next one's 1000. On Zunera! Why? Who is that? Is that Sevik? Sevik, is that you? Why Zunera? Who did that? Why Zunera? Who's online Zunera right now, dude? I gotta see this. Aren't these dead worlds? There's 11 people on. Oh my gosh, dude. Why Zunera? How do you do anything in this server? I bet the economy is just horrible. How do you buy anything on market? That's brutal, dude. All hunting spawns are free? I mean, it makes sense. Wow, dude, this guy's already level 3001. Look at that, dude. 449 billion EXP. That's fucking wild, dude. That blows my mind. The answer I've been told is hunting areas are built around 4 people, not 5. Well, hopefully, like, Cipsoft, I think Cipsoft might take that into account now that there are 5 vocations, and hopefully, like, new hunting grounds that they eventually inevitably implement will keep that in mind. You know, I'm hoping Cipsoft now, whenever they're doing their updates, I hope they take into consideration 5 voc team hunts. I think that would be very important. I think that'd be very healthy too. You know. We just transfer in stuff from. Speaking of Sevik, dude, there he is, buddy. Oh, Sevik, is that you, dude? Are you the top monk on Zunera, dude? Dude, is this your char, buddy? Sevik, is this you, dude? Man, I say Zunera, Sevik appears. I love it, buddy. You're a legend. Economy is fine. We just transfer in stuff from non-PvP if we need anything. I'm curious who could be top monthly EXP on Zuna. I don't think there's a way to check who's top month EXP, at least on Tibia.com. I think there's other websites I could check, but I think Monk as tank plus Paladin for luring and Sword for max damage after full pull are the best. I think Knight and Druid need some changes. Yeah, I think that's how the team hunt dynamic should be, right? Monk as tank. Wait, Monk as tank plus Paladin for luring. I think Monk as like a half tank potentially. Paladin for luring, agree with that. Sorcerer for max damage, I agree. Druid obviously for healing and Knight for tanking, full. Should be the way team hunts are set up. If you want to do the full RPG aspect of things. Let's see, what's the highest level Paladin? 2,900. That's crazy, dude. Imagine how much this guy hits with an Utito. Like fully decked out. This dude could probably headshot like level 800 mage off of Mana Shield. Probably. Let's see, Knights. Valor's big streamer. Yeah, his name's very familiar. EK level 2700. Damn, EKs are far behind, man. What's the highest no vocation? Level 256 Rookstayer? Dude, that's so cute, man. Level 256 Rookstayer, man. This guy just hunts minnow hell all day, I bet. Dude, imagine getting 275 million EXP of just minnows, dude. Imagine this guy's minnow bestiary, dude. Let me look at his char. Rookguard Society. Jeez, dude. This guy's hunted 256 levels of fucking minnows, man. Holy shit. I would love to see this guy's, how many minnows this guy has killed in his life. That is fucking wild. Alright, let's see. Highest level Knights, again. Level 2700. Okay. Highest level Paladin, 2900, right? Yep, 2909. Highest level Sorcerer. We haven't seen this one. 2950. Okay, so Garaka's up there. Highest level Druid. Level 3k. Highest level Monk, 1200. Crazy. Crazy. He just has auto-clicker on mouse all day. I wonder what their skills are. Dude, right? Imagine their skills. Wait. Let's see. All. We could do axe fighting. Oh, no, not all. I want vocation none. Actually, no. Who is the top fucking axe fighting? Holy shit, dude. This guy by a big margin. 152. Does this guy just skill 24/7? Does this guy right here, 152 is fucking insane, dude. I remember when I thought like 110 was considered high. There's people with 152 axe? What? I haven't looked at this shit in so long. Dude, there's someone with 152. This guy must just buy a million durable exercise wands or axes and just sit on dummies 24/7. I bet you this guy's online right now. Yep. He's probably fucking sitting in a house training on a dummy right this very second, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, we'll go back. High scores. You said check distance. Let's check distance. 156. I mean, that doesn't seem as impressive as the 152 axe, because melee skills are so much harder to get than distance skills. But here, let's see sword. Let's see sword. I mean, 156 is still crazy. Don't get me wrong. But like 152 axe, dude. 148. Damn, dude. My sword people are lacking, man. Only 148. That's crazy. Dude, I want to see like some level 8 on here. That'd be funny. Like, look at this guy, level 359 with 146. I want to see like some super like double digit, like level 52 on here. That would be funny as fuck. All right, man. Let's see. What am I missing? Club? I bet Club's going to be like 142. 143. Okay. Okay. Damn, dude. Cipsoft never gives any love to club fighters, man. Club is still the most trash, right? Is Axe still the best? What about fishing, dude? Let's see fishing. 124. 124 fishing. Level 70 on Lobera. No vocation. He's a rook stayer. Holy shit, dude. This guy's RPG as fuck. I can't even PK that guy if I wanted to. All right, let's see. Let's see fist fighting. This will be like monks now, right? 136. Yeah, that makes sense. Rip to all the people who went for top fist fighting before monks were introduced, man. Loyalty. Let's see magic level. 157? That's insane to me. I guess it's easier to train magic level though with the exercise weapons. I feel like mages really benefit from the exercise weapons more than paladins or knights. Like 157 is insane. Imagine that UE. Oh. Crazy. 152 melee is like 170 distance. Yeah, I feel like you're right. He's level 1900, so he's not just idle either. No, the dude actually hunts and shit too. Pallies have 2 things to skill. I guess magic level and distance. That's true. It's all the same when skills are this high. Level 2388 with 155 distance. That guy's fucking crazy DPS. Oh, insane DPS risky. I wonder how many worms he used up. Oh, the Fisher? That's right, man. All skills the same to train basically because of exercise weapons. I suppose, but I feel like you get more out of magic level. Maybe not, though. Level 399 with ML 149. What? Oh, shit, dude, you're right. This guy on Antica, he's level 399, and he's up here with the big boys. That's crazy, man. See, I feel like it would be more fun to be lower level with this crazy magic level than higher level. Because lower level, it's, like, more impressive, dude. If you're hitting massive UEs at lower level like that, people are going to be like, what the fuck? You know, but when you're level 1800 and you have high magic level, it's probably not as noticeable. I mean, I'm sure it's noticeable to some degree, but, like, not as noticeable as this. I guarantee you. The 150 looks less impressive when your PK char is 100. Hey, true, dude, true. Man, I remember when I was like top 10 sword on Dolera for like the longest time. My char Ruxton. I had 110 sword, man. I think I had 110 sword. It was either over 100. I think it was 110 before offline training came out. It's 280 MS scroll and Zuna crit UEs me for 3k. Let's check Zuna. Let's see who you're talking about. This person? Holy shit. 270 level 279 with ML 142? That's crazy. That's wild right there. And it's a hardcore PvP, so you could just run around UEing, fucking waving people. Doesn't matter what. You don't get skulled. You're not going to get red skull. What's the highest magic level paladin? Ooh, that's a good question. I forget that you can do by vocations now. That's nice. Highest magic level paladin. There's a bunch of 44s, which is nuts. Let's see knights. I'm sure there's I remember thinking magic level 15 for a knight would be unobtainable, but let's see. Dude, there's one knight. Oh, it's the same dude with crazy high axe fighting. I'm pretty sure. Holy shit, dude. This guy can SD as a knight without any, like, imbuements or anything like that. This guy can shoot SDs as a knight. I always thought that would be impossible. Look at all these people so close. Bunch of 14s. But they're not on this guy's level. Dude, this guy must just fucking spend massive amounts of Tibia coins. I would love to see how much money this guy spends on this game. I would love to see it. It's probably just unfathomable amounts, dude. This is one of Cipsoft's probably biggest whales. 100%. This is one of Cipsoft's biggest whales, dude. Magic level 15, level 1900. And he's got fucking Axe fighting 152. Like, he blows the next guy out of the water, man. Oh, this guy must just fucking spend so many TCs. It's insane. Is he a reseller? That would make sense then, dude. It's probably his job is to, like, fucking push TCs. So he probably has an unlimited supply. He has all outfits? Jeez, dude. Jeez. Has his nickname on the Cipsoft wall? Are SDs for all vocations? I believe they are. Yes. I believe he should be able to shoot SDs. I remember getting ML4 on an EK being excited. So, see, for me, when my Knight Ruxton on Dolera was top 10 sword, I also got magic level 9, and I felt so fucking OP, dude. I was like, I can M-wall. That's one milestone as a knight, when you can M-wall. I'm sure it's a lot easier now to get ML9, though. But back in the day, getting ML9 was a struggle. Like, that was a feature if you could get ML9 on a knight for M-walls. It changed the game in PvP as a knight, especially on hardcore servers where there's just constant war. ePro has a job where he could be on the computer all the time. Well, someone said he's a Tibia coin reseller, so he's probably just on his PC 24/7 peddling Tibia coins like a drug dealer, dude. Hey, man, you got some of them TCs? Yeah, bro. ML 4 and 5 on EK in 7.4 days. That was a big deal, dude. It was, man. It was. Absolutely. Getting ML4 on a night, being able to use UHs, huge. Huge. But yeah, guys, let's just kind of wrap up. Overall thoughts on these big proposed vocation balancing changes. I think for the most part, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what it brings. Again, overall, the only thing I'm a little worried about is the AoE runes. The radius being reduced by 1. We'll kind of see how that plays out, if it does. That's the only thing I'm skeptical about. I like my AoE runes. I love my GFBs, my Avas, you know. Thunderstorms too. Stone showers are kind of garbage, but, you know, they're all right. You know, they're all right. Stone showers, you know, I got to give them a little bit of love at least, but all the others for sure. So that's the only thing I'm a little iffy about. All the other stuff I'm pretty cool with. I know the Paladins really hate the energy ring update. I know the Paladins really hate the charms proccing. But, you know, maybe they will be improved so much in the other areas where this shit doesn't matter. We'll see. We'll see. Again, these are just proposed changes. They're not guaranteed. We'll see what Cipsoft does. We'll see if Cipsoft listens to players. And yeah, guys, I encourage you to go post your opinions on these changes, to give them more feedback if you want to see some changes in the game. If you've got some ideas that maybe they could use. Who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna go eat dinner, guys. I'm gonna end my stream. Oops. Here, we'll just go here. I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. I know I didn't really get to any gameplay today, but we went over a lot of changes, talked about a lot of interesting changes, interesting things. I think tomorrow I'll probably stream some Apogea. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Maybe I'll do some Tibia. I know I didn't really do any Tibia this week, any gameplay at least. But I know next week we'll for sure be doing some Tibia, PKing, stuff like that. Maybe some Project Fib. We'll see. It's I don't know. We will see. But anyways, let's end up the cast here. Let me find someone to raid. Stick around for the raid, guys. We like to pass along the love to some other streamers out there. Make sure you guys give them a big ol' smiley face when we raid them. Let's see who's on, man. Let's see who's streaming right now, dude. Let me see here. We will raid. Let's raid This guy's doing some Project Fib. You guys want some classic Tibia? Fiery Soul doing a 24-hour stream. Oh, shit. Is he? Fiery Soul. I never catch him live, man. I've heard he's a good streamer. I'm not even following him, dude. I need to follow him. Here, we'll give him a follow. Let's go ahead and raid Fiery Soul. We'll send him over some love. I will see you guys tomorrow for tomorrow's stream. Thank you again for hanging out. If you're new in here, welcome. We stream every Monday through Friday. Usually Tibia. We've been doing some Apogea, which is a new MMORPG. What else do I have to say? Sub to me on YouTube. I post all of my freaking VODs there and shit like that. And yeah, smiley face in Fiery Soul's chat when we raid him. I've heard he's a really cool dude. So let's go ahead and show him some love. I will see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, guys. Good night. Oh, and shout out to Cyanide. Shout out to Rafiticon for the bits. Shout out to all the resubs and stuff like that too. Thank you guys and all the new follows. I love you guys. Good night.